Are you stuck between two really great ideas? Are you wondering if you have to just choose one? Can't you work on both of them at the same time? And if you do need to choose just one, how in the world are you going to decide between them? Welcome to Explore Your Enthusiasm, episode 289 with me, Tara Swigert. I help makers and artists build confident and profitable businesses. Today, I'm going to help you answer one of the biggest questions I get, which is, do I have to pick just one goal, and how the heck do I even do that? In my book, Map Your Business, and in my Starship program, we begin by getting clear on your vision of where you want to go. Then you set a goal, and then you break it down into to-dos. For the last 2 weeks on the podcast, we have talked about what you do with those to-dos once you have them so they actually get done. And in today's episode, we're going to back up a little bit to how do you actually choose that goal to create a doable plan for? How do you even pick it? What one's the right one? Especially when you have several projects in mind, how do you choose the one that's going to be right for you in your business? So this question came up in a monthly group coaching call inside the Starship program, and I know it's one we all deal with. When I say the Starship, if you don't know what that is, you can go to taraswigert.com/starshipbiz and learn more there. So let's actually break this down. Do you need to pick just one goal? And if you do, how do you decide? I've created a worksheet to go along with today's episode to help you apply what you're learning. So if you're driving or you're doing dishes or you're changing a diaper, don't worry about taking notes. You can find all of the show notes and the worksheet at taraswigert.com/2020goals. It's taraswigert.com/2020goals. Let's start with this. Do you need to pick just one goal? I get this question all the time because my map making helps you create a plan around one goal at a time. So the short answer is yes. If you're going to create a doable plan with action items, you need to start with like one thing to create that plan for. Can you work on more than one plan at a time? Can you work on more than one goal at a time? Well, the answer is it depends. What is your time frame? Because over the course of a year, you're going to work on lots of different goals. But over the course of a week, you're probably going to get distracted if you try to work on too many at a time. This is why setting your timeline is a really important part of setting your goal. And in my map making process, I just pick the timeline of 3 months. 3 months is a really good amount of time. It helps you see some progress, and it's not so long that you forget what you're working on or you get bored working on it. So 3 months is a good amount of time to help you set a goal, work on it, adjust, learn a lot about the project, and keep going and making progress. So it depends, because it also depends on the kinds of goal you have. There are several different kinds of goals. So you might have an income goal or a sales goal. You might have habit goals, like I want to do this every day. You might have KPI goals, and you might have award goals. So you might not know what KPI is. KPI is just a fancy business term for key performance indicators. And those are things that show that you're performing well. So for you, a KPI might be 10,000 Instagram followers or 5,000 people on your email list or something measurable that is related to what you care about. Now, an award goal might be an accomplishment. You might be given something that someone else is like a gatekeeper for. So that could even be like getting published in a knitting magazine. It's kind of like an award goal. You can't do it entirely on your own. You've got to wait for other people to respond to you. Getting a job is an award goal. Landing a freelance client is an award goal. So those are different kinds of goals you're going to have. Some of them make more sense to work alongside others, and others need to be your total focus for the 3-month period. Let's do an example. Most of the makers I talk to want to get more consistent with their social media. So that's something you can absolutely do alongside working on some other goal. For example, I am consistent in my podcast while I'm working on another goal. But I'd encourage you to make that goal really measurable. So consistent on social media isn't a goal, it's an idea. I want to post to Instagram 5 times a week. That is a more measurable goal. You can see if you've done that every week or not. And you're going to be doing that. You're going to continue to post on Instagram 5 times a week while you're working on other goals. However, when you first set this goal, I really recommend it be your priority, your one goal you're focused on, until you get used to it. Maybe you won't need a whole 3 months to get used to it. Maybe 1 month will be fine, but let it be your only new project while you're doing everything else in your business in the background for that period of time so you can get consistent. Why am I telling you to focus on just one goal at a time? There are a couple things that you might have picked up on as I've been talking. So the first one is that you're going to be focused One of the main benefits of setting any goal is that it focuses you on what you should be doing right now. So you finished shipping your orders for the day. What should you do next? Well, if your goal is to be consistent on social media, you should make sure you've posted on social media, maybe schedule the next couple days. Whereas if your goal was to increase sales, you might answer some emails from potential customers. Those are going to be two different actions based on what your goal is. So another reason to pick just one goal is because it's going to help you figure out what to do next and how to prioritize. When you're looking at everything in front of you for your day, the question is like, well, what has to get done today? You're going to prioritize those things that are related to your goal. If your goal is to be consistent on social media, then you're going to make sure that that's one of the first things you do this morning. If your goal is to finish this wholesale order, you're going to make sure that's one of the first things you do when you sit down to work this afternoon. So it helps you prioritize. It also makes your progress so much faster. When you have just one goal that you're working on, you're going to see so much more movement than when you've tried to do 10 things at once. So along with seeing progress faster, you'll also learn faster. You can learn from your failures because you make your failures or your mistakes or your successes faster and do more of the successes and less of the failure and keep changing it up and growing. When you do like 5 goals at a time, and so every goal is taking the whole year to reach fruition, when something goes wrong with one of those goals, you just switch over to another one and you don't learn. You don't keep reiterating, which is how your business gets better and how you get better and how you grow. And the thing is, when you're seeing those quick successes, when you're seeing the lessons you're learning from the failures, that keeps you motivated. It keeps you going. That sense of accomplishment, really finishing stuff, keeps you moving forward. Now, if you want to learn more about setting right-sized goals for your time period, you can check out episode 191, taraswiger.com/podcast 191, where I talk about stretch goals and if stretch goals are right for you or not, and episode 91 on why you're afraid of big goals. Apparently, I talk about this every 100 episodes. So now you're ready to narrow it down. You know you need one, but you have 2 or maybe 3 really great ideas, and you're like, which goal is the goal I should go with? So perhaps you, like a recent Starship captain, are debating, should I focus on increasing my online sales or should I focus on increasing my wholesale customers? Or maybe you're wondering, should I focus on my email list or should I focus on my Instagram? Or should I self-publish this book or should I sell more patterns to magazines? The really important thing to remember is that any goal is good. Anything you commit yourself to, make progress on, and learn from it is going to move you forward. You are going to be better off in 3 months than you are right now if you pick any of those goals and you move forward on it, if you really commit yourself to it. So let's just take some of the pressure off picking out the perfect goal, okay? Any goal is fine if you really commit to it. But I do have some questions you can ask yourself to get more clear about what you're going to make the most progress on. So I have 2 questions I like to ask captains when they're trying to come up with their goal for the quarter when we do map making together. The first question is, what is closer to the money? And the second question is, where is your enthusiasm at right now? So let's dive deeper into those questions. What is closer to money? Now, this is one of my most favorite questions to ask because it is going to get cash in your bank and progress quickly. So what I mean by that is, what is the project you can work on right now that is the closest to getting you paid? Now, if you have items in your shop already, the thing closest to money is selling those items. If you are going to a craft show, the fastest way to make money is to take stuff and sell it at a show. That it's like already scheduled, happening this weekend, do it. If you have customers, talking to those customers who loved your thing and having them buy a second time is closest to money. If you have a finished pattern, self-publishing it is closer to money than pitching it to publishers. You feel me? It's just like whatever you have that's ready to sell, go and sell it. That's closest to money. So let me warn you, you cannot build your whole business just on what's closest to money because it's going to wear you out and it's not necessarily going to take you in the direction you want to go. So you want to balance your what's closest to money things along with some long-term going in the right direction goals. The reason why I ask this question is because, to be honest, I am amazed at how many makers and artists have products, they have a business, but they never choose a goal that will make them more money. Instead, they choose a goal like Instagram followers or email subscribers or being on podcasts, stuff that isn't directly tied into making money. They focus on metrics that look good instead of focusing on selling what they make. Now, if it has been a while since you focused on selling, then it's very likely that the goal you need to choose is the one that's closest to money. Where is your enthusiasm? Most people tell me they can't decide between 2 things. that's not actually true. They could decide, but they're piling up all the shoulds. Well, I should do this. A real business would do that. I don't have a business big of an Instagram following as that person, so I should focus on my Instagram following. No, 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 no. That's not the way to go. Our aim isn't to build a business. It's to build your business. Our aim is to build a business that you will love and enjoy. So what goal is aligned with what you're most enthusiastic about right now in your business? There might be something and you're burying it under shoulds. So are you loving working with new retail shops, or are you throwing confetti every time somebody responds to one of your email newsletters? Then that is where to go. Now, you might not like the actual work of the goal, the day-to-day drudge of the goal, but if you like the results of the goal, or you get excited to learn more about the goal, or you like some part of the process, then that's where your enthusiasm is. So you are going to have the most progress and you're going to grow the fastest by looking at what you're genuinely enthusiastic about and following it and doing it. Now, it might not be strategic at all. Let's follow your enthusiasm. But all of my best business moves have been from following my enthusiasm. I did not plan to start a podcast, but then I just started one in a week because I felt like it. And it's been one of the best things for my business. I did not plan to start a Facebook group right before Thanksgiving, but then I just wanted to. And it has been an amazing place to be. I love meeting the people as they apply to join. I did not plan to create a worksheet for this podcast episode. But you know, as I started writing it, I started feeling it. I wanted to create a worksheet. So remember, you can go to taraspiker.com/2020goals to sign up for it. But that's the thing. When I feel enthusiastic about something, I do it. I do it if it serves people, if it is getting me excited. That's how I've built my business. So if you go with your enthusiasm, you are much more likely to actually follow through on it. And that is where so many of us struggle. So that's how to decide on a project. Commit to following through on one aim in the next 3 months, and then ask yourself, what is closest to money? What am I most enthusiastic about? Drop all the shoulds and go full speed with what you want. If you want to apply this podcast episode to your business, which I really hope you do, go get the worksheet and a whole bunch of resources. Actually, I put all of my goal podcasts in one place for you at taraspiker.com/2020goals. If you put in your email address, you will be taken directly to it. So there won't be an episode on December 25th because I want my team to enjoy the holidays, but I will be back on January 1st with a look at how to create real change, not resolutions. I am wishing you an enthusiastic and a very peaceful end of the year.